Hey guys, want to just record a quick video of a story that has been a profound meaning in my life to blend the science of achievement with the art of happiness and fulfillment. I just came back from my daughter's, she's 3, and they had a little school activity where they had like a bucket of Skittles and they had to race across this little relay and not drop the Skittles and get past the relay. So I triggered this in my mind, and I'll give a shout out to my buddy who's out in the Middle East, and he was the one who told me this story. And I've heard the different renditions of this story from other parts of the world. It's always interesting when you hear parables, either it's from Taoism, Buddhist, the Bible. I'll get rolling right into it. So there was a young guy. He wanted to improve himself, get somewhere in life. We'll date the story back into pre-1800s. So there was this village, because they would live in villages back then, and he would ask people like, hey, how do I become successful and crack this thing called life? And people would tell him, you got to go climb that high mountain, that big glorious temple mansion up there. You got to talk to the wisest man in town. So that's what he did. It took him a while to climb up there. And when he was there, it's this vast estate of opulence and big, huge mansion. He finds the old wise man, the old sage, and he asks him, hey, people have told me that you're super wise, good in business, obviously very affluent. How does a young guy like me crack this thing called life? And so the old man, he says, hey, take this spoon, put it in your mouth. So if you think about it, it's like the Easter egg relay game where they put the spoon in your mouth and put the Easter egg on top of it. But in this case, instead of the Easter egg, he put oil. If you guys know, back in the old days, everything was oil, right? The oil baths and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if there's some other symbolic meaning of oil, but he put oil in there, and he says, all right, put the spoon in your mouth. And he put oil in the spoon, and he says, now don't spill the oil. Now go walk around my huge estate and come back. And remember, don't spill the oil. So the guy's, all right, I want to make a good impression on this guy. I don't know exactly what he's up to here, but yeah, so he was really meticulous and took his time, one foot in front of the other. It took him a while because this place is huge. And he finally comes back. He must have took 20-30 minutes, which is a really long time for such a seemingly feeble task like this. And he goes and he comes back, and the man, I don't know if he went in and did something else and came back, but the old wise man was meeting him there. And he says, hey, here's the spoon, and look, I didn't drop a single drop of this oil right here. The old man obviously, hey, good job, man, or good job, old lad. And the young guy, he's maybe not quite full of himself, but he's like, all right, finish your task. What's the secret, the magic advice I'm seeking here? And the man says, hey, let me just say, good job, you didn't spill any of the oil, exactly what I asked. And he said, hey, by the way, did you see all my special gardens around the mansion, all the statues that it's taken time for me to curate over the years, and the architecture of my building? Heck, you were like walking around this thing for 20-40 minutes. What did you see? Then the young guy's, shoot, right? Like, I didn't see anything because I was paying attention to the stupid spoon and keeping the oil in the spoon. So the old wise man says, okay, if you don't mind, can you do this task again? And this time enjoy the beauties of around my estate. The guy puts his spoon in his mouth, he fills it up with oil, and he heads out again. You can imagine he comes back. It actually takes him a lot longer. So it's not like he was rushing through this. And he saw, wow, this old man wasn't kidding, right? This is some cool stuff. Even for a young guy who doesn't necessarily have the appreciation for that type of stuff yet. And he comes back and gives the guy the spoon, and as you could imagine, there's no oil in there because he was like looking at other stuff, and he's a little ashamed by that. But the old man says, hey, that's essentially the secret to life. Going around the mansion, or in this case life, enjoying the fruits also can be the highs and lows, right? I think we all understand there's ups and downs in life. The downs are what makes the highs higher in a way, the contrasts. But you'll have to balance these two. Where tasks of keeping the oil in the spoon is synonymous with like accomplishing things, the science of achievement. getting things done, right? We could all just basket weave and do yoga all day long, but we wouldn't get anything accomplished. And I don't think a lot of people would find much fulfillment in that type of lifestyle. And I think most of us, myself included, we are attuned more to the paradigm of walking around the mansion, the estate, not seeing anything, and we come back with all the oil in the spoon, or the money's in the bank account, basically, net worth and career status achievement. To summarize, the name of the game, which illustrated in this parable here, is simply going around enjoying life. You never know when it's going to end. And I think that's where the parable is I think it's a little bit different, right? It's not like you're seeing the same sculptures or architecture again and again. It's different. Where you were 5-10 years ago, you'll never get that type of ability to have those memories again. If you take a page from the Die with Zero book from Bill Perkins, who we had on the podcast in the back, I think that was 2023. There's this concept of your life is in 5-year, maybe at most 10-year increments. And once you close a chapter of your life, that 5 years, there's a lot of things that just close up. A lot of things that you wanted to do, people push off into their 50s, 60s when they have money and they have more time. Physically, they may not be able to do it anymore. That's just maybe an add-on onto this parable here, but just from a simplistic point, that's the ideas, right? How do we achieve things? How do we invest, achieve that higher level of financial freedom, but again, at the same time, have a blended approach where we don't go around the mansion or the life and just have this spoon in front of our face all the time. Big picture, blending both of them. But anyway, I thought that was ironic as our children, my daughter, as I was mentioning earlier, inspired this little post that as parents, you're the one who's supposed to instill these types of values. And some people, maybe myself included, take the Skittles and don't drop any and do it as fast as you freaking possible. The other side of that equation is have fun, enjoy this experience, right? Going through high school, college, it's stressful, but enjoy it. You're going through a career, you're in your 40s or 50s, enjoy it. Is the other side of this perspective. Attention needs to be to both sides, and a little bit of intentionality needs to be going towards both sides. And I would probably urge most people, if you're like myself, you're probably a little bit more slighted on the achievement side. If any other things kind of trigger, feel free to drop a comment below. Maybe we get a discussion going. But yeah, it's something that I've been pondering for a long time, and thought I'd just share with you